this video I will explain you about the wave shaping circuits. You know that signal is also called as waves, and we have different types of signals like triangular, sawtooth, we have square, sinusoidal. Okay, so these are called as waveforms. Okay, sinusoidal waveform, triangular waveform, a square waveform, sawtooth waveform. And when we see about this wave shaping circuit, so what is this wave shaping? See, if the shape of the wave or the signal, if it is changing, that is either by passing it through the linear network or by passing it through the non-linear network, then that process is called as wave shaping. In that we have again two types, one is linear and another one is non-linear wave shaping. So in linear wave shaping, the waveform it will be passed through the linear network. Linear networks are those networks which consist only of the linear elements. So diodes and transistors, these are not present in the linear network. So linear elements are resistor, inductors, capacitors. Okay, in the non-linear wave shaping circuits, the signal will be passed through the non-linear networks. That means the network that consists of diodes and transistors in addition to the resistor, inductors or capacitors. That means in addition to the linear elements, there will be non-linear elements that will be present in the network. So wave shaping, so there are two types, one is linear, another one is non-linear. So the example for this linear will be our high pass and low pass filters. So in that we have RC high pass, RC low pass filter, RL, then we have RCL. Okay, so these are the different types of linear wave shaping circuits. And when we come to this non-linear, we have clippers and clampers. Clippers and clampers, these are the examples for the non-linear wave shaping circuits. So now let us consider linear wave shaping circuit. So first I will consider RC high pass filter. This high pass filters, this will pass the high frequency components with very little attenuation or with no attenuation, but it will be attenuating the low frequency components. That means it will be passing the high frequency components. So as the name says, RC high pass filter, so it consists of two components, that is one is resistor, another one will be the capacitor. So how we are going to design this RC high pass filter? So here we have a capacitor and here we have a resistor. Okay, here I will be applying the input VIT, this is the capacitor. So output I will be measuring across this resistor R, that is VOT. So the convention is plus minus plus minus, and the current that will be flowing will be I of t. Okay, so we can also see that the voltage across this capacitor is plus minus VC, and here the voltage drop will be VR, and we can see that VR is nothing but it is equal to VOT, right? VOT is equal to VR because we are measuring the output across the resistor. So now we will consider sinusoidal input. So what happens or what will be the response of this RC high pass filter when it is applied with the sinusoidal input? You know that the impedance of the capacitor, that is nothing but R minus jXC. But for ideal capacitor, you know that the resistance value is 0. So now it will be minus jXC. So what is XC? That is equal to 1 by omega C, where omega is the angular frequency. So omega value is equal to 2 pi f, right? So 1 by 2 pi fc is the value of XC. This is nothing but this is the reactance of the capacitor. Okay, so ZC is equal to minus jXC. Or this can also be written as 1 by j omega c. 1 by j omega c, right? So that is nothing but the impedance of the capacitor. Okay, so now what I will do is, I will find the voltage across the resistor, that is VOT. So I can apply the voltage divider rule. So what is the source voltage? That is VIT. Then across which we are measuring the voltage, that is resistance. So divided by the total impedance, right? So it is R. Then what is the impedance of this? It is minus jXC. Minus jXC. Now this can can also be written as VIT into R minus J divided by omega C. So if I take VIT to the denominator, we have VOT divided by VIT is equal to, now if I take R common, okay, then R and R gets cancelled here. So here in the denominator again we will be having 1 R. So minus J by R omega C. So this can be the expression for VOT divided by VIT. So now we have to see like what happens at the high frequency and what happens for the low frequency components. So at very low frequencies, you can see this is very low. That means the reactance is high. Reactance is high means it will be blocking that particular frequencies, right? That means there is opposition to the flow of that particular component. So the reactance is more. So what happens? Now this acts as open circuit. This acts as an open circuit. So what happens to the current through the resistor? That is equal to 0. In this case, output will be equal to 0. So at low frequencies, output is equal to 0. Okay. So we can consider taking F is equal to 0. What happens at F is equal to 0? I will consider this expression and I will see. Okay, F is equal to 0 means this is 2 pi Fc, right? 2 pi Fc. So if this is 0, okay, if this is 0, now what happens? It is like when it goes to the numerator, it is 0, 0 minus, okay, this one. So obviously this is 0, right? So output is equal to 0 into VIT. That means output is equal to 0 at F is equal to 0. So at low frequencies, output is equal to 0. Now what happens at high frequencies? High frequencies, that means this denominator is increasing. So overall reactance, what happens? It starts to decrease. Reactance starts to decrease. So now if I consider the extreme end, that is F is equal to infinity. That is high frequency, right? So it is infinity. What happens to this value? It is 1 by 0. 1 by 0 is nothing but now I can consider this as C. Output is divided by VIT, that is equal to R divided by R minus J by omega C, right? So if this is 1 by 0, that means this term it becomes 0. Okay, so it is equal to 1. Here also I can consider if this is 0, this term becomes 0. So what you are left with? It is 1. So output by input, that is equal to 1. So at high frequencies, this magnitude, it becomes 1. So now let us consider this 1 minus 1 by J divided by omega RC. This was the expression that we got. Now we will consider the magnitude. Okay, that is VOT divided by VIT. You know, upper part, that is only 1. So that is equal to 1. Then this is the complex form, right? So you know A plus JB, what is the magnitude of this? That will be square root of A square plus B square. Similarly, we can write square root of 1 plus. Now, to write this, okay, I can simplify this part. That is, I can consider omega 1 is equal to 1 by RC. Omega 1 is equal to 1 by RC. Omega 1 is nothing but 2 pi F1, that is equal to 1 by RC. So F1 is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. This is the cutoff frequency of this RC high pass filter, cutoff frequency. So now this can also be written as J omega 1 divided by omega. We can also write it in terms of F. So it can be F1 divided by F. So we can write the magnitude as 1 plus F1 by F whole square. This is the magnitude. Then what is the angle of this? What is the angle? So angle of this one is 0. Okay. What is the angle of this? So tan inverse B by A. So tan inverse B by A is nothing but minus F1 by F. So tan inverse of minus theta is minus tan inverse theta. So tan inverse of F1 by F. So now we can consider this as angle is equal to tan inverse F1 by F. See, F1 is your cutoff frequency. So now we can see that we got the magnitude. So what happens at F is equal to F1? What happens at F is equal to F1? So this is 1. So it is square root of 2. So the magnitude will be equal to 1 by square root 2. That is nothing but 0.707. Now if I draw it, okay, that is a magnitude versus frequency. Magnitude versus frequency. I will get like this. This will be the response. So at this particular point, what happens? This will be 1. You know, at higher frequency, the magnitude will be approaching 1. And at 0 frequency, you know, output is equal to 0. So I have considered this. Now at F is equal to F1, it is 0.707. So this is 0.707. So this particular part is our cutoff frequency F1. So this will be the response of the RC high pass filter. Now, if I consider the Laplace transform, see, this is the capacitor. What I can write this as 1 by SC, and resistor, if I take the Laplace, so it will be R itself. Okay, so this current I will be writing in terms of S, so IS, this is VIS, and the output will be VOS. Okay, so what is your VOS? That is equal to VIS into R divided by R plus 1 by SC. Okay, so what is the transfer function? It is nothing but it is the ratio of Laplace transform of the output to the Laplace transform of the input. So output divided by input, this will give you the transfer function of the RC high pass filter. That is R plus 1 by SC. Okay, so this can also be written as RSC plus 1 plus R divided by 1 plus RSC. Okay, we can write like this. Okay, or if I take R common, it will be 1 plus 1 by SRC. So if I take S here, it will be S plus 1 by RC. So this can be the transfer function of the RC high pass filter. So this is important. The transfer function of RC high pass filter. Okay, so this is with the sinusoidal input, and let us take step input and square input. Then we will see like what is the response of this RC high pass filter. Now let us take the step input to this RC high pass filter, and we will see what will be the response. This, you know, step input is nothing but U of t. Okay, that is nothing but U of t is equal to 1 for t greater than 0, and it is equal to 0 for t less than 0. But now here, that is, this is unit step function. If I am just considering the step, okay, then we can write any amplitude A, or I can write V, okay, whatever it is. So now I will consider V. So this is the magnitude. Okay, so now this is the step input. Step input VIT T. Okay, so now I will apply the KVL here. So VIT minus, okay, what is the value of voltage that is across the capacitor? You know, it is 1 by C integration of IT dt, right? So that is what I will write here, integration IT dt. Then we are coming to this resistor, so it is minus IT R, that is equal to 0. And you remember that VR is nothing but it is the output. Okay, VR is only the output because we are measuring the output across the resistor R. So now we can write this. Okay, we can take the differentiation of this particular equation. Okay, so now it is d by dt VIT minus 1 by C, differentiation of integration. So differentiation integration cancels. Now I will get IT. Okay, here it is d by dt IT, then it is R. Okay, that is equal to 0. So you know this input is constant. Input is a constant V. So what is the value of VIT? This is V, right? that is a constant. So the differentiation of the constant will be equal to 0. So 0, that is equal to 1 by C it plus R d by dt it. So now if I divide this by R, dividing it by R, I will get 0 is equal to 1 by RC it plus d by dt it. We also know that this differentiation d by dt, it can be written as a capital D. Okay, so I will write it in terms of capital D. So d I of t plus 1 by RC I of t, that is equal to 0. So this also can be written as d plus 1 by RC I of t, that is equal to 0. Now this is a differential equation. You know how to solve the differentiation. Okay, differential equation. So here what I will write, d plus 1 by RC. So m plus 1 by RC is equal to 0. So what will be your root? So m1 will be equal to minus 1 by RC. Okay, minus 1 by RC. So now you can consider I of t, that is equal to C1 e to the power of plus m1t. So m1 is minus 1 by RCT. Minus 1 by RCT. So this will be your solution of the differential equation. You have found out the root of the differential equation. Then using that root, we are going to find the solution of the differential equation. So this is it is equal to C1 into e to the power of minus 1 by RC into t. Okay, so this is the equation for that. Next, we will find out the value of C1. We will find out the value of C1. So at t is equal to 0, what happens? Since this is not charged now, that is at the initial time t is equal to 0, we can write output, that is whatever the input is there, it will be appearing across the output. Okay, so VOT is equal to IT into R. Okay, and you know that VOT is equal to input. Input is nothing but it is V, right? V is equal to IT into R. So IT is equal to V divided by R. This is at t is equal to 0. So at t is equal to 0, we can write V by R, that is equal to C1 e to the power of 0, that is equal to 1. Okay, so C1 will be equal to V by R. So we found out the value of C1. So we can write IT is equal to V by R e to the power of minus t by RC. Okay, so now we can write output voltage, that is equal to IT into R. So this can be written as V by R into R e to the power of minus t by RC. So R and R gets cancelled. So this will be the value for the output. This will be the value for the output. Now if I draw the output versus the time. Okay, so here if I take output, okay, this is our initial. What is this? This is the input V, right? So this is the output and this is the time. So at t is equal to 0, what happens to the C? At t is equal to 0, this term becomes 1. So output is equal to V. So output is equal to V. It starts from here itself. Now what happens as time increases? As time increases, okay, the capacitor starts charging. Okay, the capacitor starts charging. That means here you will see the voltage. So what happens to the output? It charges exponentially. So what happens? The output, it gradually starts to decrease exponentially. It starts decreasing exponentially. Finally, what happens at t is equal to infinity, output will be is equal to 0 because e to the power of minus infinity is 0. So output is equal to v into 0, that is 0. So finally what happens? It starts to decrease exponentially and somewhere at t is equal to infinity it becomes 0. Okay. So this is the response of the RC high pass filter for your step input. So this is the main equation. Okay. From this we can find out the values of output, that is at V0 t, that is equal to, we can find it at t is equal to 0, t is equal to infinity. And what happens when the time increases? Because as time increases, capacitor starts charging, so the output, it starts to decrease exponentially. Okay, so this is all about the step input. Now if I consider the Laplace transform also, we can find out the same expression. Okay, so let me consider output S, that is VIS. We know the transfer function, right? So it is S divided by S plus 1 by RC. And since the input is equal to constant, the Laplace transform of 1 will be 1 by S. So here it is V by S. So now I will take it to this side, V by S into S divided by S plus 1 by RC. So this and this gets cancelled. So we have V divided by S plus 1 by RC. So now if I take the inverse Laplace transform, you know e to the power of at means what you can write it as 1 by S minus a, right? So if it is e to the power of minus 80, then I can write it as 1 divided by S plus a. This is the Laplace transform of e to the power of minus 80. So this is, instead of a I have 1 by RC, that means it is minus t divided by RC. So it will be v e to the power of minus t by RC. See, this is from the transfer function. Directly I am deriving from the transfer function, because I know the transfer function which we have derived in the last method, that is when I was considering the sinusoidal input. So this is the transfer function. Now we got this expression very easily, right? So here we have the same expression. See, v e to the power of minus t by RC. This is using the Laplace transform.